Hey Brazen, for tomorrow's workout, you have 3 separate components. The first component is going to be a 9-minute ascending ladder, where you're going to add 1 rep to each of the existing reps. So you're going to start off with 1 push-up, 2 strict press, 3 skier hops. The next time through, you're going to do 2 push-ups, 3 strict press, 4 skier hops, and so on and so forth for the full 9 minutes. After we complete that piece, then you're going to go into 9 minutes on the minute of 3 Sumo Deadlift high pulls, 6 bent over rows, and 9 tuck crunches. So that's 9 minutes on the minute. After we finish that, then you're going to go to 6 rounds, every minute 30, of 15 American kettlebell swings, 10 scissor lunges, and 5 air squats. So let's talk about these movements, starting with the push-up in the ascending ladder. So for the push-up, you're going to come down to your ground. Make sure that your elbows are stacked over your wrist, your your core is engaged, you're tucking your tailbone, bringing your chest all the way down to the ground for an RX push-up, exploding up to full extension. If you do not have the RX push-up, you can come down to your knees. Same kind of idea here, keeping that core engaged, chest all the way down to the ground, pushing up to full extension. Next, for the strict press, if you have 1 dumbbell, you can go ahead and clean that dumbbell up, making sure that you're keeping a straight line in your body. Your feet are about hip width distance apart, pressing up over to that dumbbell, pushing it up to the sky, keeping a nice tight core, and bringing it back down. Pushing up without using your knees to help you, full extension, and back down. Then we're going to go into the skier hops. So, coming into, making sure I don't hit anything, coming into the plank position, hopping your feet to the right and back to plank, that's 1. To the left, back to plank, that's 2. To the right, back to plank, that's 3. So making sure that each rep, you're coming back to the plank. Next, we're going to move into the 9 minutes on the minute, starting with the Sumo Deadlift high pulls. Having your feet wider than hip width distance apart, making sure that you're sending those hips back and down, driving, opening up the hips, bringing those elbows up as high as you can, back down, keeping a nice tight back, pulling up on that dumbbell or kettlebell, and back down. Then, going into the bent over rows, sending your right leg back, left hand can be resting on your knee, having that arm down, keeping your elbow close to your side of your body, pulling it up, and back down. Keeping a nice tight back, not rounding, keeping that core engaged, pulling that weight, keeping it close to your body, and back down. Then we have the tuck crunches. Coming down to the ground, keeping your lower back pressed into the ground, legs out in front of you, arms behind you, bringing your chest to as close to your knees as possible, fully extending down. Coming back up, chest as close to the knees as possible, and back down. Making sure that you're keeping that hollow body position throughout all of these tuck crunches. Then, after that, we're going to go into the 6 rounds. So, if you do not have a kettlebell, you're going to be doing hang snatches. If you do have a kettlebell, you're going to be doing American kettlebell swings, making sure that you're hinging at the hip, bringing that dumbbell up, or kettlebell up overhead, and back down. Up overhead, and back down. If you have 1 dumbbell, you could go ahead and do a hang snatch, bending, and up overhead, making sure that we're fully extending those hips and pushing up on the dumbbells. So splitting this up between your hands. Then going into the scissor lunges, which we haven't done in a while. Key here is when you're making sure that your front leg is at a 90-degree angle and your back leg is also at a 90-degree angle. You're not falling forward, you're not falling back. Starting up from the top, coming down, touching that knee to the ground, full extension, back down. Full extension, back down, making sure we're keeping our body upright and keeping our legs at the 90-degree angle. Then lastly are our air squats. Don't get sloppy here. Sending those hips back and down, chest up, fully extending those hips at the top. Back and down, fully extending at the top. The idea for all of these different components is that you're going about them unbroken. So make sure you pick a rep, a weight that is comfortable enough where you can do these unbroken. See you all under the viaduct and have a great week.